All right, welcome back to Hook Boxing. We're joined by Sajid Abid, who's a small hall fighter, but he's going to fight for the English title on the 23rd of September. So to start off, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. You know what? You say small hall fighter. I've been in, I'd say two pretty big halls in
I
Saudi
I was going to
Arabia
mention it.
well, Saudi Arabia and Dubai.
Mm.
But I'm gonna be honest, nothing quite beats being back at your hall. To me, it's like my second home. So I'm gonna be there next week, looking to win the English title.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, there was no disrespect with the small hall.
Oh no,
It's
no, of
just,
course not, of course not.
yeah, yeah. But Amir Khan undercard, we'll get onto that in a bit. But yeah, so first of all, just for those who don't know, who are you? Introduce yourself.
Yeah, so Sajid Abid, I'm a professional boxer of we're looking at about 9 years now, so it's been a while. I also work for the NHS. Right now, as I'm talking to you, I've got my laptop just behind, so I'm working alongside it. So it's constant. But obviously, alongside that, I train as a professional athlete. So yeah, that's me. That's me in a nutshell.
I didn't know you worked for the NHS. I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
know that.
I've been working for the NHS for about a good 5 years now.
Oh wow.
Obviously, you can imagine during a good 5 years. So as you can imagine, during the pandemic, it was very hands-on, very hands-on.
Yeah.
The blessing was the fact that boxing kind of took a massive hit, so I could focus fully on that side of things.
Mm.
But now we're out of that, so I can get back to doing what I love.
That's good. That's good. Why do both?
Well, it's one of those things that it's a well-known fact that boxing itself, there's not a lot of professional boxers that get paid enough to be able to maintain it as a full-time job.
Mm.
Me, I'm thinking several steps ahead. There's only so far my body can take me. Obviously, at times you're going to need something to fall back on. At any moment I could be hit with an injury or something. So I like to be prepared for these moments. Not to say that I'm not giving everything I possibly am in my boxing. I am.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
training very hard. But at the same time, I like to think in advance.
Yeah. I mean that's a good point that I think some fighters find even at the top level that they actually don't have enough money after they've finished boxing,
Yeah.
and then it's like, what do we do? But
Well,
working for
that's
the
the thing.
NHS is commendable. Pardon?
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And that's the thing
Yeah,
with a lot
it's
of
good.
fighters that tend to retire. There's always in the back of their mind, you know what? One more payday, one more fight. Why not?
Mm.
So that itself is a bit of an indication that the money in boxing isn't as lucrative as people make it out to be.
Yeah. So did you find COVID hard or easier than maybe most because of your
Um,
job?
it depends what you mean. Easy as a sense that I'm still working, I'm still getting paid, but
Yeah.
also it's as you can imagine, it's busy with
Mm.
everything that's happening, especially in that sector. So it was a hectic period, but we've gone through it.
Yeah. And obviously you didn't fight for basically 19 months. How was
Yeah,
that?
long time to be fair. For 19 months, then ended up in Dubai somehow. Don't ask me how, but ended up in Dubai, beat the kids, and then jumped from a 4 rounder straight to a 10 rounder at
Mm.
super lightweight. So, we're never shy from challenges.
No, no. And then coming up 23rd of September, you've got an English lightweight title.
Yeah, super lightweight, super lightweight.
Super
Um,
lightweight. Oh, right.
yeah, but I had to fight two eliminators to put myself into this position. So it's been a bit of a we've had to work hard for it.
Yeah. What would it mean if you win?
Oh, I mean, it'll mean a lot. Look, it's something that I've been working very hard for. It'll be my first professional title. So that itself holds value to me. Um, and you know what? This title would bring me a lot of inner peace, should I say? Reason being is because obviously when I took my first loss back in 2019,
Mm.
um, it was a case of where do I come? How do I come back from this? I got the biggest opportunity in my life on a massive stage.
Yeah.
Um, I lost. It happens. So how I'm going to bounce back and winning my first professional title would conclude that story for me, and then after that, I'd push on to bigger and better things.
What is bigger and better things for you? What is that?
Bigger titles, bigger shows, all of it. I'm bigger fights. like I said, I'm never one to shy away from challenges. You know, I'm down.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So, would you be well? Obviously, open isn't the right word actually, because every boxer would be open to a British title. But what's the end goal? Like you're retired. What have you done in your dream?
Um, well, I've won several titles. I am looking to coach my own set of fighters because I do have a passion in teaching alongside fighting.
Mm.
It brings me great joy seeing just some random kid come into the gym, right? Never punched in his life, as shy as
Mm.
anything, just stuck in his shell. Give him a couple weeks, teach him how to throw a couple punches, show him discipline. Then all of a sudden, they just like evolved into a whole new person, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. That's what I enjoy watching people develop through boxing.
Okay. So, would you want to run your own gym or just be
Oh yeah,
like a
yeah,
coach?
definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'd love
That'd
to,
be
I'd love
pretty
to run
cool.
my own gym, or even just be a coach at a gym. I don't mind, but it's I have played about the idea of potentially opening my own gym later down the line. So it's a case of getting my fight career over and done with.
Yeah.
I still train people. So how I say I work for the NHS. I also train people as well. So I coach people.
Yeah.
Um,
You do
as you can
a
imagine,
one-to-one.
yeah, one-to-one groups.
Yeah.
I've got several clients. But because I'm currently based in Wakefield, so bit of background on me. I'm from Derby, but I've moved up to Wakefield temporarily to train with Abid McGarble, who
Okay.
also trains Josh Warrington. And so the level of training I've been getting here is just it's been amazing.
Yeah.
But it's been where I can't train my clients back in Derby, but I built a good relationship with them where they're like, look, when you're back, we're back on it. So I'm quite thankful for that.
Why do you do so much? Because you've got NHS, boxing. Do you still play football?
Oh, you burnt me there. Recently I've been dying to play football. Where did you find out
Yeah.
I play football? Where did I come
I've
from?
stalked you, bro. I've stalked you. I've had to find out. It's the first
No
interview.
way. I am. Oh yeah. You know what? We have a Monday night football group, and I'm always messaging saying, boys, because I'm not here, I still need someone you to carry on the flag. I need you
Mm.
to arrange the matches so when I'm back we can play. But nah. So mate, straight after my fight on Saturday, Monday night we're back on football. But I
Yeah.
used to play quite a bit of 11 sides as well. But one thing I know is that, especially with these kind of sports, I can't take it any more serious than I take my boxing. So it's just a nice little
Yeah.
laugh for me.
So you just do loads, and you're doing very well in what seems to be all of them. Like the
No, no,
one-to-ones, you've got quite a few clients. You've got an English title fight coming up. NHS, just working for the NHS that's a big win. So, why do you keep so active in everything?
um, it stops me from being lazy. It stops me from falling into the trap where once I stop doing anything, granted, there's nothing wrong with a few days a week, a whole week itself where you just don't do anything but to kind of recover.
Yeah.
Um, but sometimes me, I get a bit too obsessive. So whenever I have a week off, ever a week, mate, it's a couple of months, I get fat and then I gotta get back into it. So no, I like to keep myself busy and active. It keeps me fresh, keeps me fit, keeps my brain ticking. So the more active I am,
Yeah.
the better I feel.
Okay. So, the opponent for your English title, um, he's also fought someone that you fought in Tom Ansell.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you look at the two performances, they're slightly different. But have you watched him? Have you watched your opponent or no?
Oh yeah, it's stupid not to watch your opponent because ultimately it's how you're gonna research, it's how you're gonna come up with a game
Yeah.
plan. We've seen enough. Um, I'm not here to disrespect him. He's a great fighter. He's achieved more than I already have. To be fair, he's become a champion. He's an area champion.
Yeah.
So I give him respect where it's due. But the age-old saying is he hasn't really fought anyone like me yet.
Yeah.
But if you look at my resume, I have fought some high caliber opponents.
Oh yeah.
So I would say I'm the more seasoned, but ultimately it comes down to who's ready on the night. That's why I take nothing away from him. I make sure I get into that fight preparing against the best person I ever fight. So
Yeah. That's respect.
it's never fazed me.
So, moving on from your English title fight a little bit. and kind of rewinding a little. Why did you start boxing?
Why did I start boxing? I started boxing because my uncle took the rip out of me. He said, "Saj, you're unfit. You look like the Asian version of Harry Potter. Let me take you to gym."
It's quite fun.
So yeah, it started from there. Because I've always enjoyed my sports. Before boxing, it was football for me.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I was never good at football. The only time I started getting better at football is because I got fitter, and all of a sudden I can just run. I can run past everyone. So through that, I started to enjoy boxing more. I'm asthmatic as well, so that's really helped me control it. And then since then, it's just been a part of my system. Like, you know, the age-old saying where boxers just choose any opportunity to shadow box.
Yeah.
Mate, when I was getting changed earlier, telling me to just hold on, I was kind of like shadow boxing, just getting ready. So it's one of those things where it's like you can't get it out of me now. It's in my blood.
So the starting makes sense, but then why go professional? Because you're clearly smart. If you're working for the NHS and you're doing one-to-one, like there's no need to go professional per se.
Yeah, of
So
course.
why?
It's like, I think it comes down to where you were at life, where I was at life at that point. You know, I didn't want to study. I couldn't be bothered, and be honest. I flunked all my GCSEs and whatnot. I won't say I flunked. I passed a few, but I didn't get what I was predicted to get. So you can imagine, you know, the routes that were originally set out for me weren't available anymore. But I was never one to sit down and revise, study. And at times you have to be realistic with these kind of things. Like, regardless of how intelligent someone sounds, someone may seem intelligent just by communication, right? But when it comes to transferring it academically, it's a whole different ballgame. Not to say they're not, you know, intelligent. People have their own intelligence in different ways. But that wasn't for me. Studying wasn't for me. And then, you know, came quite early on when my family were like, listen, you know, you ain't going to do this. You might as well choose something else. So then I started working at a bank. So I was kind of making my way up through the banking system. I was in my early, I think about 19, in fact, 19, 20. I left there about 23 or something around that. But so I was kind of working my way up through them. And then, like, when I was training, my uncle came up with the idea, like, listen, turn pro. And obviously, when you're young, you're naive. When you hear the word pro, you think about all the glitz, all the glamour, but it's far from the truth. You know, the more you get involved in professional boxing, the more you realize it's not like that. At the back end of things, you know, it could be, but it's far few and far between. So yeah, turned pro. I had 3 fights in 3 years, and then I was kind of falling out of love of boxing. Because, you know, I'm young and naive. I didn't understand the whole principles behind it. But, you know, once signing with a new management, signing with a new team, it's you know, expanded my horizons, opened my mind a bit to how boxing actually works. And since then, I've not really looked back. You know, can't complain. It's done its job for me.
Yeah, and then you've got some great memories as well. Obviously, an Amir Khan undercard is just that's it's got to be a highlight, of course.
No, 100%. Now you can imagine when I was young, when I was just turning over, Amir Khan was one of the people we'd watch, we'd look up to. Yeah. So the fact that I'd be able to feature in that was like a you know, a dream come true on its own. And on top of that, you know, I managed to go on a pilgrimage. Never in my life would I think boxing would take me on a religious pilgrimage. You know, I went over there, did my umrah, what we call. And if you were to ask me, did you ever see yourself doing that? I say no, not in a million years. Not even when I'm in my 40s or 50s would I thought about doing it. But what I love took me there. So, you know, it's a blessing in disguise.
How does religion help you in life? Like, it's not just boxing, just generally. What does it mean to you?
You know what? Religion gives you that strong sense of faith. You know, it's that. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. It's just like it gives you a structure to life. It gives you certain set of principles. I believe. Listen, in all religions, in fact, most religions teach you how to be a good person. That's it. You know, the basis of most religions is be a good person, and you know, you be a good person. You treat people well. You uphold your respect. Then, ultimately, you've done quite a large percentage of most religions anyway. So that's how I like to carry myself. You know, I'm grateful for the people that I'm around that are able to, you know, their mannerism shifts over to me. So it's quite helpful to be around these kind of people. But that's what I believe in. It brings structure. As long as you keep being a good person, man, you're halfway there through most religions.
Yeah, I like that question, and I'm always interested in a personal sense because I've got like
Yeah.
family members that are and aren't religious, so it's
Mm.
always interesting to see different views on it. Um, just sort of earlier in your career, you fought a lot, but not frequently, relatively, because I'm guessing it was difficult getting onto shows, or was it an injury? So what was it like at the start when you just gone pro and you couldn't actually get pro fights?
So for the first 3 years, where I only had 3 fights, shows were very few and far between. So and at times, if a show comes up and either I'm not ready or I'm injured, that's me missing opportunity.
Yeah.
At times it'll come down to my own personal blame where I'm not ready, or um, I'm not ready. So it's like I can't put the blame on a single thing. It never is. I've just learned from that. I've learned to better myself, take control of whatever I'm doing, and as long as I keep control of what I'm doing, you tend to find a lot of things work out.
Yeah, okay. Right, just like a last little thing. Um, Workout sort of schedule, because obviously you don't have the luxuries of um, billions of pounds in the bank, so you can kind of just roll around, work out twice a day, and then sleep the rest of the day.
Oh mate, if I had billions of pounds in the bank, I'll be working out. I'll go to the nearest buffet, fat as hell. That's my problem. I'm a big foodie, honestly. Like all I, my trainer has to tell me off for going on my phone, just watching people eat food. So obviously I can't eat it, so I got to watch other people and enjoy it through them.
Yeah, the videos where they get like melted cheese and just
Oh mate,
it's so good, so good.
killing me right now.
Yeah. What is your workout schedule? So on like a weekly basis, what would you be doing?
So like I said, I'm based in Wakefield. In fact, tomorrow's my last day here, and I get to go back to Derby. Oh mate, we ain't hit the most of it. You know the amount of stories I got in this place in Wakefield. I've had to deal with the police more times in my whole life than I have here. Like, mate, 4 o'clock in the morning, the police have raided the place. I'm just there like, yeah. And this is like, welcome to Wakefield. So it's 4 o'clock in the morning, yeah. They're screaming, banging up the stairs. They're shouting police, and everything, right?
Yeah.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what's going on. So I'm screaming back at him. Who is it? Why is they screaming police? I'm like, who is it? Police, who is it? And so I've opened the door. There's like 5. Shall I show you how I open my door? Let me show you how I open this door, right? Just wait for this. Oh, mate. Alright, wait. I don't know if you can see it. Alright, there's a door, right? You see that?
Yep.
You ready? Are you sure you're ready?
Yeah.
This is what I'm gonna do. Oh mate, it's hilarious. It brings character. But I can 100% say I'm I'm glad to be back in Derby soon, man.
Why? Why is the door not?
Oh, I think the landlord broke it. He broke it trying to get the other guy out, right? And ever since, like, landlord's alright. He's a nice guy. I can't complain. He's been alright with me. Obviously, bar the door. And plus, I don't know if you can hear the music now, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, but mate, at night it's karaoke time. So like sometimes, don't get me wrong, sometimes they play absolute bangers, and then I'm alright with it. But when there's a banshee, a witch screaming at the top of her lungs, yeah, screaming, ruining the song completely, I'm just there like, what am I supposed to do? And when I get a bollocking from my training in the morning saying, listen, Saj, you look tired, I'm like, well, yeah, because I've been up all night by someone trying to blast out Adele. She can't even sing it properly.
So the police are just joining in as well, running up the stairs.
Well, I was trying to fall asleep, just sing along with it, but it's been a hell of a story here, man. A hell of a story. Yeah. And that's just one of the police raids. I told you about the other ones. That'll be for another day.
Another day, your next fight after you've won.
Oh man.
So how often do you work out?
Oh yeah, the important question. I forgot about that.
That's right.
So because I'm working from home, my work has been pretty flexible, where they allow me to do my hours whenever I need to.
Okay.
So in that sense, when I do have these crazy nights where the blast night moves to whatever time at night, right? I get a bit of a line. So I'd go train with Abid at 11.
Yeah.
You know, have a little workout, come back, eat, chill for a bit, and then go back at 4, train, and
Yeah.
potentially go for like a run later on a day, later on at night. Sorry, if I'm not, excuse me, if I'm not sparring the next day.
Oh, yeah.
It's to be fair, it's a lot more. It's a lot more relaxed now because I'm working from home. So the hours are based off wherever I can fit them. Whereas,
Yeah.
you know, if I was back in Derby, it'd be more difficult because I'll have to obviously work in Derby, come to Wakefield, work to Derby, come to Wakefield,
Yeah.
and basically, so I'll just be constantly moving. And from there, I'll be training clients as well. So it's like fitting everything in. So it's been quite nice here. But fingers crossed, providing I win this fight, when I win this fight, I will be looking to cut my hours down at the NHS job and just focus more on this because I'll be at that pinnacle point where I need to push on for bigger and better things.
Yeah. And with a title as well, you definitely can
Yeah,
push on
exactly.
for better things. So well, I don't have any more questions. So I reckon that's everything. I think.
That's a wrap.